Hi there. My name is Donna Wright, President and CEO of the Greater Eureka Chamber of Commerce. We're excited to welcome you to Eureka Chamber's VODCAST. Our interviewer and host is our very own Sierra Speer Dillon. In this series, she'll speak with local businesses, organisations and community leaders that will share relevant information that affects local businesses. These vodcasts will be resources for the viewer and an opportunity for the guest. We encourage you to engage with us and let us know your ideas for speakers and topics, or if you'd like to be a speaker yourself. For now, here is Sierra with Let's Talk HumCo Biz.
Hello, Humboldt. My name is Sierra Speer Dillon of the Greater Eureka Chamber of Commerce, and we are super excited to launch our new vodcast, Let's Talk HumCo Biz. Our first guest is Chuck Petrusha, President of Advanced Security Systems. So thank you so much, Chuck, for being our first contestant.
Is it guinea pig or is it contestant?
Whatever you want to go by.
Thanks for having me, Sierra. It's an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. So I'll be the host. And first, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about Chuck. Chuck has been the president of Advanced Security Systems since 1995 and has over 30 years of industry experience. His entrepreneurial spirit has helped to make Advanced Security Systems one of Northern California's most respected providers of security, fire, and medical alert systems. I'm not stopping there. Chuck is a civic leader, having served as the immediate past president of the California Alarm Association and currently serves as the secretary for the Redwood Alarm Association. Still not stopping. He has additionally served as the past president of Old Town Rotary Club of Eureka, past vice president of the Humboldt Builders Exchange, and former board member of the Humboldt State University Area Foundation. Currently, he's a board member of the Sacred Heart Parish, a member of the Betty Quan Chin Center Board of Directors, and volunteers in the community as a coach for local children's sports teams. Wow, Chuck. So you're involved in so much throughout the community. First off, how do you find the time to manage all these different roles, and what motivates you?
You know, being a community member is what probably motivates me the most. Being a dad, being a husband, and just being part of the business community in Humboldt County. When you read that, it does sound like a lot, but I've been doing this a long time.
So first of all, go ahead and tell us a little bit more about yourself. I kind of, read the list of all the things you do, but beyond that, just give people more of an idea of who is Chuck Petrusha, the man at home beyond all these titles.
Oh, sure, Sierra. Well, first, I've been married to my wife, Robin, and Robin is an integral part of our business here at Advanced Security Systems, and we've been married 31 years. And I am father to Connor and Logan, twin boys that are 19, and Morgan, my daughter who's 24, who lives in Sonoma County. In addition to that, I'm the boss here at Advanced Security Systems, but I have so much to be thankful for in the way of great employees and team members here that it's just part of what I do and the responsibility of the day-to-day business that makes me who I am. I'm a Humboldt County boy at heart, though. I love the outdoors, love everything outdoors, including fishing and hunting and hiking and the Trinity Alps to the Pacific Ocean.
So what initially got you into the role of Advanced Security Systems? Was it a family thing, or did you step in, or how did that evolve?
Oh, no, we're a family business at heart. Mom and Dad were my boss for a number of years. And right out of College of the Redwoods, I came to work here. My bio from our website said 30 years, but it's 41 years and soon to be 42 years.
Oh, my goodness.
I know I don't look
just
that
a decade
old.
off.
And I didn't, but I started at 19 years old. So I called Mom and Dad boss for a number of years.
Oh, that's incredible. So for people that don't know much about Advanced Security Systems, can you just elaborate on your services and maybe how those services have evolved throughout the years?
Sure. When I first started in the industry in 1979, I didn't have a key to my mom and dad's house. There was not that much threat of burglary.
Right.
And so, as we all know, times have changed. And as a result, the way that we live our lives and operate our households change. And so back in the 70s and 80s, security was just, the industry was dawning. It was brand new. People didn't really have a need or a desire or the education to understand what an alarm system was. And so, boy, has that changed. The real changes in society where we grew up, or I grew up, trusting everyone until they gave you a reason not to. In today's world, it's been a flip-flop. So you don't trust anyone until they've proven their trust. So that change in society, along with the technology is such that it's security systems, fire alarm systems, we call now life safety systems, because they include so much more than just a smoke detector.
Right.
And then there's access control, so you can walk up to a door and with your credential or your token, or sometimes just your face recognition, the door will unlock, turn the alarm off. So there is that. And then, as I mentioned a minute ago with the home automation, we're controlling everything in a home, not just the burglar alarm, the life safety system, lights, doorbells, locks. So the whole home automation package has really come into play as the technology has been developed.
And with that being said, how have you guys, or has there been any challenges, and what strategies and things have you had to do to evolve? Because just like you said, every single security system, whether it's fire or alarm, they're evolving. So as a business, how do you evolve with all these new technologies that seem to just be changing on the daily? Like you said, now people can have face recognition to get inside their house. And of course, I'm sure all your employees and technicians and everybody has to keep up with all of this.
Oh yeah, we are definitely in a time of rapid change. Through the different industrial revolutions, the computer revolution. I think we're in the fourth industrial revolution is what I'm learning. And, the old vintage where it said head down, butt up, that is not the way to run a company. You have to have your eyes wide open. What's been a very instrumental in our growth has been participation not only in our community, but with other business owners. So I meet once a week with about 15 business owners. We've been doing that for 21 years. But also industry associations. We're part of the California Alarm Association, which is part of a bigger electronic security association. And through the associations, you really get the technology shown to you and offered to you by the various suppliers and manufacturers from around the world. So it's definitely not head down, butt up. It's eyes wide open. Have the best help you can hire, right? And so that goes from your accountant to your strategist to your every aspect of your business. Hire the best help or the best coaches that you can hire.
And now, for those of you that don't know, Advanced Security Systems is celebrating their 50th year in business. That's quite the milestone. So congratulations. But can you expand on, you're just talking about it a little bit, but branch out a little more on what does it take to have that business longevity? Yes, you can stay up with the times, you can have the best product, but beyond that, that is, quite the goal to get to 50 years and quite the milestone. So what has it taken to get that far?
I think the biggest successes have come from the people that we hire. So surround yourself with professionals in every regard. Hire the best people that you can hire. But also to that is be very purposeful in depicting the culture. The culture at Advanced Security Systems is one where we care for each other just like we care for the customers of the company. And so having a strong culture of growth and integrity and service. And we use the Ritz-Carlton leadership folks for our culture. And so we've developed culture cards where we care for each other, and we carry that culture card everywhere we go. And so it tells how we act in a certain situation, but also how we look out for each other. So I think in any business, the culture that you are nurturing is very, very important. Make it purposeful. Be on purpose with your culture. I think that's been one of the keys to our success, hiring and retaining great people, but in addition, having a culture of growth and opportunity for those people that you do hire.
Yeah, I think company culture is a big thing because a lot of times employees tend to stay with a company just because of their philosophies and ethics beyond whatever the direct purpose of the job is. So with that being said, what have you seen with your employee retention, and how has that affected your overall business and the longevity of it? Because from what I've seen online, it seems like your group photos of all your employees, they look like family. And when it are families and faces behind the businesses, everybody just looked like they were one big happy family. And when you talk to people, that's the kind of culture and the job that they want to have. They don't want to feel alienated from their employees. They want to feel like they're a part of a family. So could you elaborate with your employee retention and if there are strategies to that, and the importance of, making your employees feel like they're in a family?
Oh, you bet. I think it's never done, right? It's always a challenge. We want to be looked at as a career opportunity. I think that's the goal, is that when we are bringing on new staff or new employees, we want them to understand that we are a career. We're not just a step on the ladder in most cases. And I know that's hard in today's world. The philosophy of staying with one company your entire career has changed. There used to be the old school or the old dog rule was the longer you were there, the higher you went up on the ladder or
Exactly.
The more you were appreciated. That's not today's world at all. And so you have to really, again, be purposeful in depicting who you want, but also laying out an opportunity for them that they can see this as just not another rung. It's a career. So it's a challenge, and it's not over. It's always, always out there looking to who can we hire, how do we retain them, how do we show them that we're a culture of nurturing them and educating them. So with each of the hires that we make, we are struggling to bring that person online where it's a career opportunity, not just a job.
Right. The investment in employee to employer is mutual. So you talked about being adaptive with the development of new technologies and unpredictable things like that. But when COVID hit, what was your first plan of action? Because were your employees still going out to homes? Were businesses canceling their security since they were having to close their businesses? What was the whole scenario of how things happened when COVID hit, and how did you guys handle it?
Looking back on COVID, and we're still in the pandemic, it's been somewhat of a bad dream for all of us. We used to do our strategic planning in terms of 1 and 3 and 5 years, and it turned week to week. So
Right.
We didn't know what PPEs were. We didn't know what protective gear was. We didn't even have a distinction of as an essential business to begin with. So the first thing we did was make sure that our employees knew that we were committed to taking care of them in any way possible. So we offered the face mask and the hand sanitizers, not only for them, but for their entire families. And so that we had that approach that this is, we're all in this together. It's not like we're going to send you home with a mask and think that's it. We're all in this struggling to understand what was in front of us. I think that was the biggest thing. So we did everything. So we had probably 17 or 18 instantly work from home. Mm-hmm. And then we had a couple folks like my boys who were high school students that we deemed non-essential at the time. So sorry, boys, you can work on the weekends when no one else is in the office. The other things that we did is we sent our vehicles home with all the employees, all our field technicians, so that they were dispatched from their residence so they didn't have to come to the office. Right. That was another big step, just to limit the contamination from one person to another, or the spread of the disease or the spread of the virus from one person to the other. We minimized our contact. And then we bought cameras for every computer in the office. We built this beautiful conference room the year before COVID, and it's been a large lunchbox because no one comes in here. We all have our own production stages sitting right at our desk, where we put cameras on every single person's desk, and every field technician's been given a smartphone or offered a smartphone so that they can communicate via Zoom. And
Wow.
so we're Zooming every day, just like the rest of the business world. And we've taken other steps also with our monitoring station and just the physical division of spaces inside our small office. And just recently, we purchased another building so that our technicians would have space to come and congregate and do the training and get their daily task and pick up the equipment so that we're not so jammed into one building. And that's for all three offices. We have an office in Santa Rosa the same way, an office in Crescent City the same way. And, it was a challenge also that we did have a few employees in their 60s and came to me and said, Chuck, I've got asthma. I feel extremely vulnerable.
Right.
Well, by all means, then take the time off.
Right.
Take off whatever is necessary. So we did lose a few employees over the COVID situation, that they didn't feel comfortable coming to work and exposing themselves, or they had a situation at home where they were living with an elderly parent or an elderly relative that they didn't want to risk bringing that virus home with them. So from every aspect of our business, we were challenged in redefining how can we continue to serve the customer? How can we be deemed an essential business? I think that was another big challenge where we had to go to the state and then ultimately to the Senate, to say, yes, security is in a situation where they are an essential business. And thanks to our law enforcement here in Humboldt County who gave us the backup for that.
Wow, most definitely. Goodness gracious. I don't think anyone would be aware that you would have to jump through so many hoops to just be deemed an essential business.
Goodness. Yes.
But you got it done.
We did. Well, realizing we serve residential care facilities, we put the fire alarms in all our local hospitals, in all our doctors' offices, and most of our school systems. And so in addition to the security system, we have life safety systems that the building can't be occupied unless they're up and operating. So yes, we were an essential business. It didn't take much leveraging to get us there once they understood the situation we were in. The whole world was up in arms as to how do they move forward? How do they go? How do we get hand sanitizer by the gallon? How do we get that many masks?
And you guys actually have quite a few employees, right? It's not just a couple people in the office and a couple technicians. You guys have
right at 60 people. So we're still relatively small, but when it comes to challenging a pandemic, 60 felt like a lot.
Yeah.
And to care for that many also, because we did change, and you brought up family business, and we've changed our culture because if we continued to grow, we realized we couldn't be a family business. We looked at ourselves more as a team mentality. We're in a family business. I couldn't replace a family member even if they weren't doing their job because I loved them so much.
Right.
But in a team mentality, I'll use a baseball scenario. If the second baseman isn't performing the duties of a second baseman, he's out of there, and we got to get another second baseman that he or she could perform at the team level. So we have over the last 5 or 6 years changed from a family mentality to that of a team mentality. Still with the love and care to each individual. And so the family values have not gone away, but the description of our business being family versus team mentality, the team has taken precedence.
Right. I like that. So what do you think are some of the most important factors of running a successful business, whether it's in the big scheme of things or even just here in Humboldt, maybe for people starting out? What are some tips that you could provide on, what's really important to keep in mind?
I think one of the first things I would say there is a sound business plan. And I'll never forget when my twin boys were starting a lemonade stand, I introduced them to what a business plan was. He said, "What are you talking about, Dad?" I said, "Well, you got to buy the lemons. You got to buy the sugar. You got to buy the cups, right? And so let's get all those expenses on a piece of paper. And now let's look at our income potential. How much are you going to sell each glass of lemonade for?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to get people out there to know that there's a lemonade stand? What kind of advertising or marketing? And so with those kind of costs, then what is the return? What can you expect as return? And let's break it down by each glass. And instead of for the summer, I might make $40, or for the week, I might make $10. Let's make it so you make $25 or 25 cents, per glass of lemonade. And so a sound business plan for them, they scratched their head and they wondered why Dad was asking them to do such crazy things. But
we're just trying to have fun, Dad.
Yeah, we just want to make it.
You're making us do math.
Yeah. And so I think a sound business plan is key to any business, whether it's a 50-year business or a business that's just starting up. And then I've talked about culture already, but I think ultimately you have to have fun at what you're doing. When we first started selling alarms, well, let me back up. When I got out of high school, I never thought I wanted to work in the alarm industry. It wasn't sexy at all. It wasn't anything that was on my, I want to do that for a living. It just wasn't there. But I went to work one day, and then I went to work the next day, and then the next day. And then after a little while, I realized that I'm not only earning a paycheck and building a life for myself in the community, but I'm also providing peace of mind. And so I realized right away when the elderly lady couldn't sleep at home, or the elderly parent couldn't stay at home because they lost their spouse, and without the alarm, they would have to move in with the relative or a senior care facility, that I offered them a peace of mind by installing that alarm system. Or if the gentleman that had his tools stolen when he went to the lake, he could go to the lake every weekend once we put an alarm in his shop. And so that peace of mind value that comes with everything that we offer, whether it's a burglar alarm or a camera system, gave me the sense that I was offering more than just a security system. That peace of mind value made true friends out of our customers. And it's still relative today. Everything, whether it's a camera system or security system, access control, and especially a life safety system, you operate those, it drives home peace of mind value. And I think that was key in helping me understand that this is more than a job. We can all get a job, but having something that pays you more than your paycheck, and I hear it from our employees daily, not only does we have peace of mind, but they contribute to something bigger than they could do themselves.
Right.
And I think that was another key motivator in depicting our philosophy around our culture. And that is, no, we want people that want to serve people, not just people that want a paycheck. And there's a difference when you're interviewing someone, right away when you've got someone in front of you that they want to serve people.
Right.
And I think that was also important. And so if you're in an industry or you're in a business that you're starting out, have a sound business plan, have a depicted culture, and then make sure that you're having fun doing it, or that you're giving the community or your customers something that they're going to value so much that it's more than what they're just paying you. I think those are critical and crucial in starting or running any business.
Great tips. Listen to Chuck over here. He knows what he's talking about.
I don't know that, but I'll say what.
But speaking of community, going on a little further, what is the importance of a local business giving back to the community, whether it is their services or it's something beyond that? I know that Advanced Security Systems has sponsored Little League Baseball from day one, and you're a big supporter of the chamber. So why do you feel that matters to give back to these different organizations and be there to sponsor them and support them?
Well, it's paramount in being a local business, is that you're part of the community that you serve. Plus, I've already said I raised my children here. My mom and dad were here. I have other brothers and sisters and all my nieces and nephews here. And I have a ton of friends here. So being a part of the community is, just important to me. And I think also the chamber is one easy way to get to know the other business members. So Advanced Security Systems in the community we serve, we're members of 11 chambers of commerce. And the mixers give you a real low-cost way of interacting with other business owners to find out what's important to them, what challenges are in their business, who they're using, and that they're happy with for whatever services that you both may use. So the chamber is also a very good conduit to get my voice out. So if I see something taking place that I'm not okay with, or that I am ecstatic about, then yeah, we're going to let the chamber hear my voice so that they can either be the megaphone or help squelch whatever it is the problem I have. Donna at the chamber and Susan, who's been there forever at the Eureka Chamber, they're friends also. So I think over time, being a part of the chamber, being a part of your community is where you get your life from. You know, you get your friends, you get your acquaintances, and you get your lifelong friends that way too. As I said, we're members of 11 chambers, the Santa Rosa Chamber, the Petaluma Chamber, the Cloverdale Chamber, the Fort Bragg Chamber, the Mendocino Coast Chamber of Commerce, the Crescent City Chamber, the Brookings Chamber. And the one common thread to all those chambers is they are the voice of the business community. So that's why I like the Chambers of Commerce, because it gets us in front of the business owners. And all business owners, whether in the alarm business or the insurance business, you're going to have similar concerns, whether it's the new taxes levied against you or the opportunities that you see from a new business moving into town. But you mentioned the kids' sports. We learned long ago it wasn't as fun to sponsor the adult sports. And the children are the fabric and the thread of our future, right? And so by putting the advanced security logo in front of those kids and they go home and mom washes that uniform once a week, there's no better advertising. But that's not why we do it. We sponsor all youth sports. We sponsor every high school in our community that we know of. They're safe and sober graduation. We really support the food banks. You know, the Redwood Food Bank in Santa Rosa does an outstanding job of getting resources. We've witnessed the fires in the Sonoma vicinity over the last few years. From 2017, they've just been catastrophic. So our donations and our help, we load up vans full of food or containers full of food and drive them down to the Redwood Food Bank and watch the volunteers and the paid staff get that food out where it's necessary. And that's just a blast. Here locally, the same thing. We're very much involved with the food bank and donations to the food bank. Our Rotary Club, as every Rotary Club, sponsors that food for the school children to take home on Thursdays for our underprivileged youth. And yeah, there's just so many ways to get back to our community, and all of them make it a better place for which we all live.
Exactly. That's the point I was going to get to. Yeah, when you're giving back overall, it's making our whole community a better place to live. So you mentioned the locations you had in different areas. When did you branch out, and at what point as a business did you think it was safe to do so, and how did you go about that? Because I'm sure there's a lot of businesses out there. Maybe they have one business that's successful here in town or wherever it may be, and they want to branch out. But I can assume that could be a daunting task or maybe a little intimidating.
It was very intimidating, and it still is a challenge. What we saw is for us to be that place where we can offer the benefits to our employees, we had to grow. Humboldt County has more fish and trees than people. And so we realized right away, and it was about 1999, I think we opened our office in Santa Rosa in the year 2000. There's 1 million people in that Sonoma, Marin, and Napa counties. And the products that we offer and the services that we offer were fragmented in the Santa Rosa market. And so we represent a product line called Notifier. They were the first to offer their line of products for us down there. And within 3 months, I think, we bought a security company down there, ACT Alarm. And since that date, we've made 13 acquisitions, and 9 of them have been in the Sonoma marketplace.
Wow.
So it is a challenge. We've grown to be Sonoma County's largest and most reputable. Thank you very much. And that comes from my interpretation. I hope my competitors don't hear me say that and think differently.
Well, Chuck, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Is there anything else that you wanted to add or let people know about?
Sierra, thank you very much. That's what I really want to say. Thank you to all the 50 years of employees Advanced Security Systems has had. Thanks to my brother Rick for the fight that he's put up with. We're not over, don't get me wrong, but that we've done. Being a business owner is not for the meek or not for the mild. You have to put your boots on every day, ready to go to work. but also big thanks to our community and a special thanks to Donna and the Eureka Chamber for asking me to do this. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, thank you so much. Chuck Petrusha, everyone, of Advanced Security Systems.
Thank you.
Great job, Chuck. And we hope you liked it, and we'll keep them coming. See you next time.
Thank you.